apprehensions about dating Jerome were fading. I was doing my absolute best to avoid our first official date. The idea of it filled me with dread. It wasn't caused by me obsessing over where we'd go, or what I should wear, or even if I should kiss on the first date. No. My stomach bubbled with nerves over what my father would do before the date even began. Everyone in town knew Dad was not a guy you wanted to mess with. When I was 6 years old, I was playing in the neighbor's sprinkler with my little brother. Mom was standing in the driveway talking with her best friend. Each had the ability to turn heads. Together, they were jaw-dropping. A convertible car pulled up. Inside were two young, hot guys. The back end of their El Camino rode lower to the ground than the front, and you could always hear them driving around town with their Tejano music blaring. The shirtless guy in the passenger seat leaned out of the window, slicked back his hair, whistled, and shouted something. From the corner of my eye, I saw an angry bulldog shoot out of the house, fangs bared, gums gleaming, rushing towards its prey. This was no ordinary bulldog. This was my dad! Beach flip-flops shot off in different directions. His brightly colored shorts streaked by in a blur. They seemed barely big enough to prevent their contents from spilling out as he launched himself toward their El Camino. Their back tires squealed away just in the nick of time. My father's passion for protecting his own didn't mellow with age. By the time Jenna was old enough to date, he had become a dedicated athlete in Taekwondo and was training for the Olympics. He would wake up at 5 a.m., run 3 miles through the neighborhood, and then train in the garage for hours. This ritual happened every morning before he left for work, and in the evenings when he got home. With his muscular physique, this meant there was very little room for argument with my dad. Sometimes he reminded me of the Incredible Hulk. When it was on TV, I used to shout, "Hurry, hurry, hurry! You're gonna miss it! He's turning into Daddy!" Poor Jenna. Her first date was unforgettable. Instead of waiting in the house, Dad stayed in the garage, limbering up for the event. As the clueless guy approached our house, Dad threw the garage door open. He kicked around fiercely on the punching bag and then slid into the Chinese splits. "Hi there!"
Oh my God.
Dad used his supple leg muscles to glide up from the garage floor like an alien. Sweat was streaming down his face. Instead of a handshake, Jenna's date received a gruff grip on the shoulder. Dad locked his icy blue eyes into the guy's terrified gaze. "What time do you think you're bringing my daughter home?" Word immediately got around. Don't take out Jenna. Her dad is a psycho ninja. Now that my first date loomed in front of me, even though it was just the school dance, I figured once Jerome met my dad, his interest in me would fizzle out. As Jerome drove me home after school the week leading up to our date, I saw Dad's car parked in the garage while he worked on it. Oh, I fought off a frightening vision of Dad swinging down from the garden hose like Tarzan, covered in motor oil, dressed in his Taekwondo uniform, and ready to kick some football player ass. When we walked in, Mom pulled me aside. "Stay here with me and help me with dinner. Let them talk on their own. Dad has to work this Friday, and he won't be here for your date." Whether I wanted this pre-date drama to happen or not, this was a rite of passage. Jerome was supposed to get his hand crushed with Dad's tight handshake and roughed about with his death grip on the shoulder. I wasn't allowed to leave the house with Jerome until Dad burned him to the core with his intimidating, icy, blue-eyed stare and finished him off by making Jerome feel mentally inferior. After a short while, Mom sent me into the garage with water, and there they were, working together, as if they had known each other forever, like father father and son. Jerome was lying on the concrete floor in his designer clothing, handing Dad tools. With Dad tucked underneath the car, he didn't look mean or menacing in the slightest. He appeared small, kind, and disarmed. Your dad is a very smart man, Brandy, Jerome set out. Nobody ever told me Dad was smart before. I was used to four-letter words to describe him. But Jerome was right. Dad was smart and wasn't psycho like everyone thought. But I couldn't get used to the realization that there wouldn't be any wrestling match of intimidation happening over the weekend before my first date to the dance. I wondered if it was wrong to feel disappointed.